just wanted to come with a message about something that I feel very filled up right now about. I had a friend who reached out to me, and she just wanted to know, she's on the other side of the political aisle from me, potentially. After talking to her, I don't think we're that far apart. But she had questions based on some of the things I've posted lately, some of the comments I've made. And so I love that she asked me specifically, wanted to have an actual conversation with me about some of my views. And I welcome that. In fact, in talking to her, and this is really what I wanted to talk about now, is in talking to her, I discovered that she is a recovering monster like I am. If you haven't read my book, The Monster Under the Bed, Uncovering the Lie That Drives Us, please get it. It's on Amazon and Audible. And hey, Jennifer. And what's interesting is what's being played out right now in front of us on steroids in surround sound exponentially on the stage in the world right now is the dance of the monster. This is exactly what I talk about in the book. This is what's causing this. And for those who have ears to hear, it actually will put things in perspective, and what I still feel a call to address all the regularly. Like every day, I want to get on here and just say, hello, hello, this is the monster. This is monster energy. And what I loved about this conversation I had with my friend, and she goes, Kim, I got to the point in my life where I didn't want to have this kind of energy driving inside me at all time. It was miserable. And I said, well, how did you know? How did you know? Hey, Peggy. Oh, good. Thanks. I go, what caused you to be open to hearing this call? And she goes, I didn't like how I felt. And I go, okay. And how did your behavior show up in your life? And did that cause you to feel the pain necessary to change? See, unless we have the pain, we aren't going to do this. We're not going to do the inner work. We're not going to run to this roar. You might not even hear what I'm saying right now because you're in the throes of that phase, which it's not wrong. It's exactly where you should be, is where you are, no matter where you are. If you've reached the point of, someone told me once, I've come to the end of myself. Until you've come to the end of yourself, meaning I can't handle my life. I can't handle the pain I'm in is too great, whether it's internal, it's physical, it's emotional, it's spiritual, it's in relationships. Love will take us the easiest way will come. And it's calling, shh, come. Shh, quiet down. Run to the roar. Learn where that pain is coming from. The pain is coming from the survival brain that we were raised with, that embedded this ego, the identity that we have now, that causes us to have the beliefs we have the emotions driving us that we have to be right. We have to make sure people know. We have to make sure we convince them. And the visceral response that everyone's feeling right now is from the monster. I'm telling you, it leads back to under the bed, to that little scared us that didn't know. Number one, we are not in control. And so for those of us who feel the weight of this entire election, for example, on our shoulders, and that we can't even bear to have somebody, the thought of somebody having an opinion that means they're going to align with that. I feel it. I can feel it in the responses. I feel it in myself many times, until I use that as my red flag to say, Kim, hello, that's the monster. Hello, that's chatter. That's the trigger. When you feel triggered to this energy I'm talking about, that's your mind will defend it. You're going to hear the defense. You're going to hear, well, yeah, but it's true, Kim. Yeah, but you need to stand up for it. You need to make sure that our country is depending on us. That isn't the playground I even want to play in, because both sides feel that, by the way. I have amazing, wonderful friends on both sides of the aisle that feel that exact same way. So we're not going to get to this new place that I'm hoping we can get to. And if you're listening, get out of the defense mode for just a minute. You can go back. You can go back and have your defense in a minute. But if you want to, if you're at the end of yourself, if you're kind of tired of this internal and external Armageddon that's happening, listen, that isn't the point. That isn't the point. The point is, at the end of the day, November, whatever, if the meteor doesn't strike the earth first and we're all not destroyed, which part of me hopes it does and hopes we are, because then we go to the better place. But we're here. We're here. This is my opinion. Okay. Take it for what it's worth. The reason I am in this thing that looks like this, that looks like a Kim Fisk, that looks in this body is not me. In fact, this body, I've been in this thing all of my earth life, and this body has changed multiple times. The cells are not the same as what they were 10 years ago. I'm definitely not the same look. The same body is not even here anymore. So we're not the same. This is going to change. The consciousness we are, our soul, our spirit, the true us, that piece of God that we are, that's who we are at our essence. We're put into this packaging for the summer camp of the soul, because this is what we came here to, expand our souls. And how we're going to do that, and what you're hearing the call to maybe in your life when you come to the end of the reasoning mind, the mind that was absolutely embedded and evolved from the fear-based survival brain. So that's why survival, this trigger to survival is so strong. And that's what creates this monster energy that I talk about. It's not the alignment to the truth of who we are. And the who we are is pure love. At the end of this, whatever this is, November 4th, whoever ends up the winner, whatever that means, we're going to be left with each other. That's the playground I want to play in. I want to rise all of us as much as we can, as much as you can hear it, as much as you're willing to do the inner work. Change the conversation from I'm right, you're wrong. This is why I'm right. This is why my righteous indignation about everything. The point we're making, the points everyone feels strongly about, is not the point. The ultimate point is we are all connected. We are all going to end up with each other at the end of the day. And I want us all, I want us all to rise to that new call to where, okay, I can have this conversation like I had with my across the aisle friend today. And I can totally hear her and feel her love and her conviction and her passion for what she feels strongly about and against. I heard both of it. And that is what we all need to do right now, is hear each other. Notice the triggers to monster energy. Notice the tendency to get viscerally triggered, and then move to a different playground. I don't know if that makes sense. Heather, yes, without pain, we aren't. That's why I lived most of my life a bull in the china closet, monster driven, had to be right, had to be special, left a wake of destruction in my path. And when you finally have that wake-up call from the soul that says, this isn't the playground, Kim. This is what your flesh, this is what this body has wired you to, but this is not who you are. Who you are connected. You know that person that you hate? They're you. They're one with you. And what you really hate in them, you actually hate in yourself. And it's just easier to see it in them. So when you have these wake-up calls from the soul, to align to this true self. That's why we're here. We're going to live beyond this body. We're going to live beyond this election. We get to actually shift the energy of the planet. I know that sounds really woo-woo. Sorry. But the energy you feel is the key to watch for. And when you feel triggered, and it's not that you're going to get to a point where you don't feel triggered, but it's using that trigger as your indicator light, like on your car. When the red light comes on, you don't smash the light out and say, get that light out of my face. Oh, that's so annoying. No, you look at the indicator light and you look at the trigger, that visceral response against the other people, the other stance, the other position. Some of you can't even hear this yet because you're so still in defense mode. No, I can't let go. That's the ego. That's the identity. That's your fear-based wiring in the program. But for those of you who can hear it, you can still have your beliefs. Chatter's going to tell you that you're not going to be, I'm going to just give up everything and not have a stand for anything and not believe in any. No. You're going to, there's a hierarchy of energy. You can have a lot of passion and fervor about what you really specifically believe. But the superseding, the energy above that energy hopefully can be, and I love you, and I hear you, and let's be human together. Let us reason together, which is what this friend did with me today. I don't know, neither of us were trying to prove each other wrong or get each other to believe what we were believing. We just talked. And one of us would say, okay, what's your position on this? She said it. I heard it. Didn't mean I resonated with everything. It doesn't matter because we're not in that playground. If you can get out of the playground of do I agree with you and you're right or I'm right and you're wrong, it's a wonderful world and we need the wonderful world because someone said on my post, Trump has been he's caused so much division and so much polarity. But honey, there was division and polarity in our lives already. The blessing that we are in right now, the blessing, if we choose to see it this way, is that what was already present and we've not dealt with, we've kept sliding it with our brains that have not wanted to deal with it, and we've just absolved ourselves and we've just said, no, I'm right. We've just kind of rationalized and defended it. All of those things are now being brought out in our face on a macrocosm. See, division has been happening. I get messages from people all the time, and what the conflicts in the world are already way beyond political conflicts. Marriages are falling apart. Families are falling apart. Businesses, finances, relationships, the most important thing in our lives have been falling apart way before Donald Trump and Joe Biden. What these two men represent and the stances and the positions that they represent, if you choose to think of it this way, is brought it out from the darkness, from under the rug, from out of the closet into what do we do? This is like, it's a come to Jesus, figuratively, maybe literally, moment where we go, what do we do with people that we hate? What do we do with people that we absolutely want to rip their face off? Because those people were in your life way before this election, but you didn't deal with it. Or you dealt with it by doing this and justifying yourself as your families were destroyed, as your marriages were destroyed, as your health was destroyed. This is a blessing. One of the things I teach in my program is life happens for me. There are no accidents. The earth right now is in a healing process in every single way. It's in divine order. It's allowing all of these conflicts to be in the forefront, in our face. Every day a new one emerges, right? It's like, what am I going to wake up to today? And you think it's an accident, or you think a political party caused this? No, the political scene is bringing it to the forefront so that we can come to the end of ourselves quicker. Come to the end of ourselves quicker. Align with the love that we are all created from. Whether you're a religious person or not, doesn't matter. This is not religion. Don't get hung up on that. That's another distraction. The religious piece of this. This is the energy that creates worlds. This is far above what we can even ask or think. Our human comprehension in these little packages that we are in for our soul summer camp, we have no clue if we use that reasoning. In fact, the more we use that reasoning, the more we're addicted to it and the more we discount the call of the soul. So when you're ready and you're done with yourself and your intellect can't get you any of the happiness you're looking for, the peace and the love your soul is calling for, this is the blessing of what's happening right now. Notice the dance of the monsters. Notice when you're in the throes of the monster. Don't judge yourself for it. Use it as the indicator light and learn how to shift. You're welcome to join me. Please join me. I've got 2 more weeks. I've opened it up. I do a daily centering call, which just is aligning. People come together and we do some soul aligning to what I'm talking about right now. Moving from fear to love, changing the playgrounds, asking a new question, and having the answer to when we've come to the end of ourselves. You're invited. I'll put the link in this tag. But anyway, thanks for being on live. Oh, good, Tammy. I'm so glad you came on today. It was great seeing you. And if you want a book and I'm home for about another week, I've got some. Just chat me, ask me for it. I'll sign it, send it to you. I don't care. I don't sell the book because I want the money. It doesn't matter to me. I want people to find this alignment. I want our world to be healed. And it starts with ourselves. We have to heal. We have to heal ourselves. That's who we're really mad at. That's the anger we're feeling is internal. Anyway, love you.